pitching, and tonight it is Clayton Kershaw here in Game 2 from Miami. Welcome to Wednesday Night Baseball on Spectrum Sportsnet LA, brought to you by Jaguar Land Rover, as the Dodgers and Marlins play Game 2 of this 3-game series. And we say welcome inside. Joe Davis, Nomar Garciaparra, and Alana Rizzo joins us in a moment. Well, the Dodgers became a National League team in 1890. Never have they had more extra base hits than they had in last night's series opening win.
It was incredible. I mean, 13 extra base hits. They went on a barrage with an offense yesterday. And how about A.J. Pollock? He was 3 for 3 with 3 doubles. So they came out swinging, and not only did they come out swinging up and down through the lineup, you had 10 different guys with hits. You had 10 different guys score a run, but they had 6 home runs, which also breaks a Marlins Park record. They made this ballpark look small, and it's crazy to think that they actually had 8 home runs on opening day. But along with that too, they were also clutch. 6 for 10 with runners in scoring position. You had 7 different guys throughout this lineup driving in a run. It was a complete offense.
Hopefully they save some. We were joking around last night for Clayton Kershaw, who tonight has an opportunity to match Sandy Koufax for the most wins by a left-hander in franchise history.
How many times do we mention Sandy Koufax and Clayton Kershaw in the same sentence? And you know, Kershaw always finds just how honorable it is to be mentioned in the same sentence as Sandy Koufax. Yeah, having the chance to tie the great Sandy Koufax. And you know what? When you look at what he did against the Marlins the last time out, he actually was very effective. Goes 6 innings, 10 strikeouts, and didn't allow a run. But he got a no decision in that game. Hopefully he can get a decision and tie Mr. Koufax.
Yeah, his last win against Miami, actually you have to go back to 2013 to find it. Eliezer Hernandez counters for the Marlins as these teams play Game 2. The Dodgers go for another series win. We've got first pitch coming up. By your SoCal Land Roll Tailors. In Miami and inside Marlins Park, ready for Game 2 of this 3-game series between the Dodgers and the Marlins. And we go down to the field with Alana Rizzo.
Joe, it was an offensive onslaught last night in a 15-1 victory in Game 1. Corey Seager, a part of that, 1 home run, drove in 2 runs. But it wasn't just the only Seager as far as at this level that had a good night. You can take a look at the brothers. Their performance last night, Kyle a little bit better than younger brother Corey, 3 for 4 with 3 home runs and 6 ribbies. Corey, just the 1 home run and 2 RBIs. I don't know what's going on with the younger brother. By the way, Justin Seager also spending some time in pro ball as well. Mom and Dad, pretty proud, guys.
As they should be. And good guys, too, most importantly. Eliezer Hernandez ready to take the ball for the Marlins against this Dodger lineup here in Game 2. With Jock Peterson to lead things off for Dave Roberts. Out of the 2 spot, it'll be Max Muncy. And then Justin Turner, one of just 2 right-handed hitters in the lineup tonight. See the run of 4 consecutive lefties there. Bellinger, Seager, Beatty, and Rios before Martin. The reason being, left-handers give Hernandez a really, really hard time. He's in his 2nd major league season. He's been back and forth between the bullpen and the rotation. He is Nomar coming off his best game. He shut down Atlanta in his last start.
Yeah, had a really good outing, but this is just his 9th start of the season, 15th appearance. He has faced the Dodgers, but this is his first start versus the Dodgers this season. And when he faced the Dodgers back over there at Dodger Stadium, he only went 2 1/3 innings. He gave up 4 earned runs, 4 hits, 1 home runs, and had 2 walks in just 2/3 of an inning. So the one other key thing too, he has not given up a run in the 1st inning in all of his starts this season. So let's see if the Dodgers are able to jump on him early.
Let's take a look at the defense around him tonight. Defense has been pretty good for Miami this season. Ramirez, Brinson, and Anderson left to right in the outfield with a veteran Castro at 3rd. The rookies up the middle in Birdie and Diaz. Garrett Cooper's at first base and Jorge Alfaro catches Hernandez. It's brought to you by Keck Medicine of USC. Dodgers with a 15-1 win last night. They've won 13 or 11 of their last 13. And at 80-41 have the best record in the division by 18.5 games. Leading the Braves by 9 for the best record in the NL. Peterson stands in. Hernandez through his wind, and off we go with ball 1. And closed captioning tonight brought to you by Howard's Appliances. Howard's, your appliance specialists. Now Peterson just missed a couple last night. Just got under it against Jordan Yamamoto. And in going 0 for 3, had his 7-game on-base streak snapped. You knew, didn't you, early on in that game as Yamamoto was missing the barrels by a tick, that it seemed like it was just a matter of time before they got him?
Yeah, and definitely saw it in Peterson. You see the frustration, and he knew there were pitches that were very hittable. Yamamoto, it seemed like his misses were not off the plate. They were over more the middle of the plate, and they finally took advantage of that.
And really, it's a 2-game outburst for the Dodgers now, going back to Sunday. The finale of the homestand. They've scored 24 runs on 29 hits over the last 2 games. 21 of those 29 hits have gone for extra bases. Cuts inside. Peterson offers, and it's 2-2.
What I really liked about yesterday's game, obviously you score 15 runs is nice, but it was really sped throughout the entire lineup. 10 different guys getting base hits. 10 different guys ended up coming around to score.
2 home runs from that man who gets a well-earned night off. Inside corner to get Peterson for the first out of the night, and Jock barking right away at Mike Estabrook.
One thing about Hernandez, he doesn't throw very hard. He averages about 90 miles an hour with the fastball, but as we can see there, it does have some movement. It has some run. It ended up freezing Peterson there, and Mike Estabrook thought it came back and caught the inside part of the plate. And he also features a changeup and a slider to go with that fastball.
At 90, a better move.
Yeah.
Here's Muncy. 1 for 5 in last night's game. Drove in a run with a double. Dave Roberts said the bar has been set very high, but last night was as enjoyable of a night as he thinks the dugout has had this season. Like you said, everybody was involved.
Yeah, on top of those 10 different guys with hits and runs scored, 4 different guys had multiple hits. I mean, it was just everybody.
Caleb Ferguson had a double.
Oh, it was. And there was, of those 13, I mean, he had 13 extra base hits. Of the hits, what was it, 1 single? Let me get 2.
They sprinkled in 2.
2, that's right. There were 2 singles.
0-2 pitch, and just misses. Turned it up to 93 that time. Doesn't get the call, and it's 1-2. Can't hear the catcher breathing, but you can hear Turner spraying the stick and spray on the bat there.
How about the ball he hit last night? Wow.
Oh. Still waiting on the shipment of Budweiser, though.
Yeah, that's a good point.
2 balls, 2 strikes, and a scoreless first inning. Max Muncy swings and misses. That's the change you were talking about. Opponents hitting just 172 against it. And back-to-back Ks to open the night for Hernandez. Speaking of that home run Justin Turner hit, here it is on StatCast AI, powered by AWS. Way gone. One of the many long home runs last night for the Dodgers. His traveled 417.
Too high.
I think it was longer than 417.
I think so too. I mean, we say that a lot, though, don't we? When we see certain measurements on home runs, we're like, oh, it's farther than that.
Can't argue with computers, robots.
Oh, you can.
Well, we will.
Totally can.
And for Turner, continuation of what he's been doing this entire second half, really. 11 home runs in his last 30 games, after he had 9 over the first 81. On a 1-0 pitch, watches a strike on a generous outside corner.
Doesn't call one on Max Muncy up in the zone, but he called one that Jock Peterson didn't like off the plate, and Justin didn't like that one.
High fly ball, left center field. Back goes Ramirez. Justin Turner does it again. His 4th home run over the last 3 games, and the Dodgers' home run party in Miami continues to game 2. It's 1-0 here in the first.
Hernandez should be mad at Mike Estabrook because he got Turner upset and he took it out on the baseball. He gets a fastball on the inner half Talk about some of the misses that Yamamoto had yesterday, and the Dodgers early on were missing them. Well, that was a mistake there, and Justin Turner early did not miss.
How about Cody Bellinger laying a bunt down to beat the shift? Well, you're not quite feeling at your best, even though he homered last night. Hasn't quite been feeling himself. Take it where he can get it and lays it down to beat the shift.
Absolutely. Go out there. They want to keep doing that. You continue doing that, they'll eventually start moving, and more holes are going to start opening up. We'd see that more maybe when he's leading off the inning. But one other good thing too is he also has speed, and with this offense, we see they're already in scoring position. A big outfield like this, a ball in the gap, he can easily score from first for his speed. Finding a way to get on.
Yeah, get Seager up there in the first inning, taking ball one.
And it's amazing how bunt base hits, when you're really not feeling well at the plate, how it can just turn things around for you so quickly.
Just getting in that hit column.
Yeah,
and first at bat too, right? Settle in for the night.
Not only will the defense start moving, then in the the pitcher's mind might be, is he going to bunt this time? What's he going to do? Then you make a mistake, and the next thing you know, he's rounding the bases.
And to be able to put that on the scouting report for the rest of the season, that's in his bag of tricks. A 1-1 to Seager, and he drills one left center field, slicing way back there. Brints into the wall. It's gone. Big time pop the other way. A 2-run shot for Seager, and a 3-0 Dodger lead in the first. It's a good sign when you hit it there, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, especially he knows that's where his strength is. When he's swinging the bat well and he's driving the ball to left center, he knows his bat is on plane and through the zone. And we were talking about it. Now, how big is that bunt base hit by Cody Bellinger? We said he's in scoring position at first base with this type of lineup. And if that ball didn't go out and it fell in, that was scoring Cody easily. But obviously going out, home run, great swing by Corey. What I really like about it is yesterday Corey Seager has a home run. It's a home run to right field, but then instead of pulling off the ball today, staying on it and driving it to left center.
And after he had one home run over his first month since returning from the injured list, he's homered in both games here at Marlins Park. And a park that is so hard to homer in, the Dodgers with 8 of them over the first 10 innings.
Well, I bet you got a call from his brother, and his brother was driving it in. You know, like, what, you got 1 yesterday? Anyone could hit 1. Try 3. So he's like, all right.
Well, this inning got off to such a good start for Hernandez, who struck out the first 2, but then a homer, a bunt single, and a homer. And he misses with the first one to Matt Beatty.
I was wondering if the Dodgers can be able to jump on him early. Like I said, in his 8 starts this year, he hadn't given up a run in the first inning.
We mentioned the issues he had at Dodger Stadium in that relief outing. It was Beatty that delivered the big blow with a 3-run home run. Matt had one of the home runs last night. Nearly had an inside the park home run to go along with it.
Yeah, when we saw that happen, when he drove that ball to center field, Brinson dove for it and it went by him with the bases loaded. We're going, oh, if it wasn't for the score, they might have tried to see if it might have been a grand slam there for Matt Beatty.
Settled for a homer, a triple, and 4 driven in last night. So they've tagged the 24-year-old out of Venezuela with 3 here in the first inning on 2 more home runs. And Clayton saying, okay, so you did save some. 2-2. Off the end of the bat, long run for Birdie, who was playing him to pull. He lays out and makes a fantastic play.
I didn't think he had a chance at this ball. He went a long way. He was playing him to pull, Also recognizing that his left fielder was away from it, sacrifices the body, stays with it. Tremendous catch by Birdie.
The Dodgers get 3 here in the first inning for Clayton Kershaw to work with. John Birdie to lead it off, and then Diaz out of the 2 spots. So back-to-back rookies at the top. Anderson, then Cooper. Anderson, Cooper. Starlin Castro hits 5th. Harold Ramirez in left field hitting 6th. Alfaro and Brinson, and then the pitcher Hernandez. All against Clayton Kershaw, who's putting together a really good season at 11-2 with a 6th best earned run average in baseball, and he's turned it up another notch lately, Nomar. Last 6 games, he's got a 1.66 ERA.
Well, he knows when to turn it up. Late in the season, getting close to the postseason, down the stretch, playing for the best record in baseball. Clayton Kershaw always knows when he needs to turn it up and finds a way to get it done. Looked outstanding, and then looking to tie the great Sandy Koufax in wins in that Dodger uniform.
Sitting at 164. It would tie Koufax for 5th in Dodger history, but it would tie Koufax for 1st in Dodger history among left-handers. Delivers 1-1, and Birdie grounds it off his foot, 1-2. Clayton's last time out, got his 4th consecutive win, 7 innings against St. Louis, held him to just 1 run.
In his last start versus the Marlins, we showed that earlier, didn't allow a run, went 6 innings, had 10 Ks that day, only 1 base on balls. But
season high, there's 10. On a curve, Birdie laid off ball 2.
But with that as well, though, he has not had a W against the Marlins in his last 5 outings, because he got a no decision on that one. And prior to that, he was been 0-4 versus the Marlins. The 4 ERA in his last 4 starts against.
Goes back to 2013. It's hard to believe the issues Miami has had over the last decade. 2-2. Another 2-2 pitch to the rookie Birdie is up and away, and the count goes full.
You see Russell Martin really liking that pitch. He was asking if that's up, away. So he was like, okay, it wasn't up, it was away. And he's like, all right. But we saw in that first inning, Hernandez didn't get the calls up in that area either.
Now payoff. '21st start of the season for Kershaw. Dodgers are 16-4 when he starts. 8th pitch of this opening at bat, and it finishes with a vintage slider to get Birdie 1 gone. Dodger defense brought to you by Keck Medicine of USC. Cody Bellinger starting in center field for the 2nd time this year, with Beatty in left and Peterson in right. On the infield, it's Turner and Seager, Muncy at 2nd, Rios at 1st, and the veteran Martin catches Kershaw. Rios in his home state. He was born in Puerto Rico but grew up here in Florida. A lot of friends and family here to watch him, and it'll be the same case in Atlanta this weekend. Kershaw to the rookie Isan Diaz. Swings and misses. Strike 1. Made his debut a little more than a week ago and hit a home run against Jacob deGrom in his first at bat. A curve drops out of the sky for strike 2.
Isan's probably going, okay, I know he has a fastball, he's got his slider, he really wants to throw that slider, get swing and miss. Oh, curveball too. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Frozen.
Yeah.
Again, 2 gone.
That's what Kershaw's has done so well this year. It's just really has not got into a pattern of mixing up his pitches and his off speed. We know over the last couple of years he's been throwing more off speed than fastballs, but also mixing up those off speed pitches. So you're thinking, okay, I'll get an off speed, but it's going to be more just the slider, and especially that's what he's going to put me away. where he doubles up the curveball. It's not just here, give me a curveball, get over, I'll get that strike, but is not afraid to double up the curveball, double up the sliders.
Strike one on Brian Anderson as home plate umpire Mike Estabrook goes off the outside corner a little bit for that one.
So far early in this game, we've seen him call that side of the plate, off the plate, more often than up in the zone.
Sheesh. 0-2.
The confidence he has in that pitch. I mean, we saw against Birdie. I mean, 3-2. Birdie's probably going, he doesn't want to throw me a slider or walk me as the leadoff hitter of this game. It's a fastball. Nope, throws you a 3-2 slider.
An 0-2 to Anderson. It's curved the tie, ball one. The 1-2. A little bit low. Tightened it up that time.
It was a good effort by Clayton Kershaw. You try to get that backdoor slider on the right-handed hitter. Anderson's probably going, I struck out yesterday on a two-seamer. That was a backdoor two-seamer off May.
Gets him with a slider, and Kershaw strikes out the side in the first.
Well, the slider, Birdie down and in. Curveball against Diaz, and that slider once again against Anderson. Next visit to Dodger Stadium. Manage game tickets, redeem special check-in offers, access exclusive content, and much more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today.
On home runs from Turner and Seager, the Dodgers lead 3-0 here in the second as Edwin Rios leads off. 25-year-old from Puerto Rico carves this one out foul, and it's 1-1. Born in Puerto Rico, grew up around Orlando, but went to college right here in Miami at Florida International. So has a bunch of friends that are here. There will be more family for him this weekend in Atlanta. Just easier for them to get off of work for the weekend and make the trip up there. On a 1-1 pitch, he pokes a base hit the other way. Leadoff single for Edwin Rios.
That's a nice swing by Edwin Rios. That's a nice base hit. Guy with big power. See him, a guy who really likes to pull the ball and drive it, but to stay inside that ball and that pitch and that fastball and go the other way, really nice swing. It's good swings like that that could lead for a very good day.
In terms of raw power in the Dodgers system, they put Edwin Rios right near the very top. Of course, Cody Bellinger would be there. DJ Peters in AAA. Edwin Rios is a name that gets thrown into that group.
Yeah, during batting practice, he can hit some monster home runs.
Leadoff man aboard. Here's Russell Martin. The first one from Hernandez. He watches a strike. A little bit high, continuing to search for that high strike.
That has not been called. I mean, that was, we saw that on the K zone. That looked like it got a lot of the strike zone. Just not getting that call.
Martin cracks one in the air to center field, but it's right at Brinson. They were talking about Rios in the show that he puts on during batting practice. He was hitting some balls today that were halfway up the second deck. So you see the Aquafina logo there on that pole. To the left of that, the upper deck section between that pole and the video board, where there's that one guy sitting in about the fifth row. He was dropping them pretty routinely right in there. Yeah. Pull back for us if you can so we can get some perspective. Yeah, that is way up there.
That's why the guy, I mean, see all the empty seats up there? He stayed there when because he expects him to hit it there too during the game.
I thought you were going to say the seats were empty for safety purposes now after you put all those up there. Kershaw in a sacrifice situation, looks at a strike.
Well, he,
sure the fans might be able to move down or whatever, move around there, but he's like, nope, I'm gonna stay right here because this is where he was hitting him in batting practice.
Dodgers continue to lead the majors in sacrifice percentage as Kershaw moves Rios to second.
One thing that these starting pitchers do, they take so much pride in being able to get that sacrifice bunt down. They work on it constantly. They compete with each other, have competitions before games when they're all working on it together, and it pays off.
Dodgers have an 87% success rate on sacrifices. The league average is 63. And they're at 87. Here's Peterson taking ball one. Flip side of that, Marlins are last in the National League at 53%. That's a lot of hidden runs. One on Jack.
And not only does it lead, like you were talking about, just getting the job done, getting over there, but it puts the pressure on the pitcher too.
Big rip comes up empty, 1-2.
Trying to really get in there. That's exactly where they wanted that pitch, and he was able to execute.
Got him looking with a fastball to the inside corner his first time, and on a 1-2 here, Jock Peterson fouls it off.
They wanted that ball. They wanted that pitch exactly where the pitch before was, but that one did not get as high. That was one that he just missed. See, they had the target up there. It was a little bit lower.
Rios at second, 2 gone, and a 3-0 game in the second as Hernandez comes home with another 1-2 pitch. Peterson sends one up towards the rafters. Anderson out of room. Saw a bunch of 2-out runs last night. And as you know, this is one of the big areas the Dodgers have made a jump in from last year. Already more 2-out RBIs than they had all of last season.
Doc knows they're trying to pound him in. They're trying to climb the ladder and pound him in. Got him looking the last time, and you didn't like the call, but he's trying to get him out of there. Trying to get something more over the plate.
Rios off second. 1-2 comes home. Peterson fouls it again. He had one center cut there.
Yeah, that definitely missed its spot. The only thing, it was 10 miles slower. Had a little bit different movement than the fastball. That one just backed up and didn't have much break at all.
2-2. Got him swinging with a fastball. That does it for the Dodgers in the second. They lead it 3-0. Kershaw faced the Marlins on 20th in LA. He struck out 7 first time through the lineup, and he's 3 for 3 in this one.
And early on had that slider working down and in on those right-handed hitters.
It is all right-handed hitters tonight. Garrett Cooper leads off this second. Kershaw delivers, started him with a curve that missed low. So you've got 9 right-handed hitters for the Marlins. You have 7 left-handed hitters for the Dodgers.
And I've heard starting pitchers talk about that. Just because they're all right-handed, sometimes it can work in their favor. The reason being is they can maybe find in the zone and just lock into one area and constantly, then once they find that rhythm, it's like, all right, I can just keep pounding that area and be effective all night rather than having to change that area with different lefty righty matchups.
Here it comes to the 1-2. Cooper takes it in the dirt. 2-2. We go to Alana.
Joe, yesterday was National Left-Handers Day, but the Dodgers a day late on that with 7 lefties behind Kershaw as far as defensively. Just Justin Turner and Russell Martin, the only righties in there. And I joked with Dave Roberts. I said, what are you going to do if you face all left-handers as far as the postseason is concerned? He said, this year, he chuckled, is a bit different for us. The way that they've handled left-handed pitching this year has really been different. He feels that they're in a good spot no matter who they end up facing. Of course, they're getting a lot of right-handers back as well with Kike, David Freese, as well as Chris Taylor.
All right, Alana, as Cooper goes down on strikes, and they have been better against right-handed pitching naturally with all the thump they have from the left side of the plate, but much better than last year against lefties.
Another thing that they made a conscious effort about doing, and a few guys in this lineup, really also made an effort to change the narrative. One particular guy who's really made an effort to do so has been the guy that we chant MVP every time he seems to be coming up, and Dodger fans and having a great season, Cody Bellinger.
0-1 on Starlin Castro. Kershaw back home. That's fouled back in 0-2. Kershaw or Bellinger, one of the highest OPSs lefty against lefty over the last decade. Any franchise, any league. The 0-2. And Kershaw struck out the first 5, all of them swinging.
How many times do we say the way you can judge a pitcher's effectiveness is the type of swings they're taking on him, and you see how far they're missing those pitches, which means that his slider is looking like a fastball out of his hand and having a late break to it down in the zone.
3-0 second inning. Here's Harold Ramirez, who was hitting above 300 in late June, but is hitting just 192 over the last month and a half. The rookie, who was a nice surprise at first, but as the league has gotten a book on him, numbers have come tumbling down. Still, though, pretty nice surprise for them. And an 0-1 from Kershaw. He grounds it foul, and it's quickly 0-2.
Game of adjustments, Joe. Game of adjustments all around. You have to constantly adjust as they're adjusting to you. You can go out and be hot. They're going to figure it out. If you don't adjust, these big league pitchers will definitely exploit it.
It's funny, as you're talking about having to adjust, we see Kershaw throw one of the pitches that's been part of his adjustment this year. Fastball up more. Delivers 1-2. A curve is just low. No swing. 2-2.
No swing, but I think Kershaw's thinking, don't worry about the swing. I think I caught the bottom part of the zone. This is one where Also, it doesn't help where, you know, you have Russell catching it way down. It's weird how it catches. On the K zone, it looked like across the plate, but the way he caught it, it's definitely down. It's almost hit the dirt, so it looked like a ball more than what the K zone had it as.
Tough one to present as a strike.
Absolutely.
3-2 on Ramirez. Here it comes. 6 up, 6 down on 6 Ks.
Well, what about that slider? How's that working for you today? Well, get a swing and a miss, another swing and a miss, and if they want to look at it, go ahead.
Clayton Kershaw, now first time through the order against the Marlins in 2 starts this year, has 13 strikeouts. Out of the 15 hitters he's faced first time through.
Looking locked in today. Curveball, that slider, and the 2 variations of the slider. We call it a cutter. He doesn't like calling it a cutter. He says all a slider, so I'll call it a slider, but it has more of a cut action to it.
Yeah, tighter slider and the slower slider. 2, 3, and 4 for the Dodgers against Eliezer Hernandez. That's Muncy looking at strike 1. Struck out his first time, and it was part of a very impressive first couple hitters for Hernandez. Then the damage came. Home runs from Turner and from Seager in that first after Hernandez had K'd both Peterson and Muncy. Hernandez made his major league debut last year as a 23-year-old. Working mostly out of the bullpen. He's been back and forth this year between the 2 roles. He gets Muncy to chase an elevated fastball for his 3rd K. 3-0 game, 3rd inning. Here's Justin Turner, and our top tier plays brought to you by Arco. Both home runs for him in this series. A long one last night, and then a home run in the 1st inning to open the scoring tonight.
Looking for his case of beer. He hit it over there. Budweiser landing spot over there in left center, and now waiting for his free car from Auto Nation.
Boy, that's
covering everything.
Where should he go next? To the Clevelander? Send him a nightclub?
Free night stay at the Clevelander.
That spins away, and it's 1-1. Punches a base hit to right. When he is right, he is one of the beautiful hitters in baseball. So 1-on-1 out. Here's Cody Bellinger, our Landover Performance Spotlight. His home run last night matched his career high from the rookie season and matched Mike Trout and Christian Yelich for the major league lead at 39.
Well, Cody Bellinger has still been hitting the ball a long way. Batting average has dipped a little bit. We haven't seen the consistencies in the hits, all around hits, but we have seen him still hitting those long balls.
Bunt single his first time tonight. Takes high here, ball 1. You saw Pete Alonso second on that list, and so Alonso with his next will match Bellinger's National League rookie record. Bellinger's sights now set on the franchise record, 49 from Sean Green. Under this one, and a flaring fly to left. Castro out. Ramirez on like a freight train to catch it. And back to the bag goes Turner. Is it getting to that point of the year where you have to do your best to not look at those landmark numbers, like within 10 of the franchise record home runs, within 1 of 40?
Yes. That's you definitely have to tell yourself. Well, also not look at who you're chasing, who's in there, the race, whether it's Yelich, Alonso, not worry about them. Go back to the way you were early in the season and just spray the ball around, and the home runs were just coming naturally when you had consistent at-bats. And try not to press. I think that's something that we've seen as some of the slumps that we've seen him have as of late has been, I think, maybe pulling off the ball a little bit too much, trying to drive it out more, almost reminiscent of what we saw the last couple of years with him, rather than just take your hits. He did. He had a bunt, but still stay with that. That ball he popped up early in the season, he was not missing that ball. That ball was driven somewhere and hit hard.
Corey Seager hit a 2-run home run his first time. Fouls this off, and it's 1-1.
The I-Pace. This is how Jaguar delivers electric performance.
Yeah, Bellinger, over the first few months this season, led baseball in line drive percentage. The last month and a half, that's down below league average.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's also decreased line drive percentage in the hittable strikes in the zone as well.
Grounded to first, Cooper to the bag to finish off the Dodger third. Clayton Kershaw has been spectacular through 2 innings. Back to work on the other side of this break. So far, he has struck them all out. And we go to the bottom of the third. Dodgers 3, Marlins nothing.
That's a pretty good line. Just be Captain Obvious over here. He's facing Jorge Alfaro. Jorge Alfaro coming into this series, he's a guy who's been striking out quite a bit, but at the same time was hitting over 500 on the first pitch. And that's usually the scouting report on Clayton Kershaw is attacking him early. So we'll see what he does here early in this at bat.
The opponent's on the first pitch against Kershaw, hitting .372, but he misses for the first one here, and it's 1-0 on Alfaro. And you mentioned Alfaro striking out quite a bit. Only Will Myers of the Padres has a higher strikeout rate in baseball this year. If I were a betting man, Omar. That's why they play the games. 1 ball, 1 strike. It's funny, we were talking earlier today. Like, you never know until a night like last night happens, and then you say, see, we knew all along. First against worse, 15-1. We also referenced, though, last weekend the Houston Astros, first or second against the Baltimore Orioles, worst in the American League. Astros won on one night 23-2 and then lost the night after. Perfect example of why you play the games and why baseball is as funny of a sport as it is. You just don't know. Kershaw home with a 2-1, and that's ball 3 on Alfaro.
Because you know in this game, as hot as you can be, you can go ice cold. It humbles you so quickly the very next day. That's why you have players can't get too high, can't get too low. You try to stay even keel all the way through. Easier said than done.
Especially this time of year, right?
The dog days are not only a physical grind, but a mental grind. A mental game you play with yourself going through August, carry over into September.
So Kershaw's battled back to work at full, and home with a 3-2 pitch. He keeps on rolling. Get an Alfaro with a slider. 7 outs on 7 Ks over the first 7 hitters in Miami. Let's go down to Alana.
Moving right along. The Dodgers still have a lot to play for, guys. Time now for the connection to the game, brought to you by T-Mobile, and they're certainly wanting to play for home field advantage throughout the postseason. It's based on overall record, not head-to-head. The Yankees had a day game today. They've already won, so right now the Dodgers a half game back of the Yankees as far as overall record is concerned, but so far so good in this one.
A ball in play off of the bat of Lewis Brinson, and Matt Beatty couldn't quite get it, and so it wasn't in play. Up against that sidewall. And strike 1.
Matt Beatty goes a long way, stays with it. Frustrated with himself because it hits his glove. That's one where he'll probably say, oh, I should have had that ball. I should have held on to it. But not an easy play, especially when you're going, you know that wall is creeping up on you.
And especially Beatty has wrist and thumb injury history. Now that it's 2 on Brinson, and I know you're sitting at home saying, it's fine, Matt. We want to see if Kershaw can keep this strikeout thing going. He's gotten the first 2 on Brinson. A curve hit on the ground is short. Seager's got it. 2 out. So that's the first Marlin to put a ball in play, but it's a routine grounder to Seager, and Kershaw's retired the first 8.
Way to go, Seager. Way to be ready. The reason I say that, because there are times, and I remember playing behind Pedro Martinez, and he was on a run like this where he's striking out everybody. You become a fan. Well, yeah, you're just going, wow, look how great, and especially in the middle, like shortstop and second base, because you have such a good view about what those pitches are doing and how effective. And then all of a sudden they put a ball in play. You're like, I got to go field it. Oops, I got to go field it. But he was ready for that one.
Strike one on Eliezer Hernandez. Kershaw falls just 1 strikeout shy of the major league record for strikeouts to open a game. Another than 2 on Hernandez. Jim Deshaies in 1986. Jacob deGrom in 2014. Both recorded 8 Ks to open games.
Right there.
0-2. And like a hot knife through butter, Clayton Kershaw with 8 Ks over the first 3 innings. It's brought to you by Jack's. Try Jack's $4.99 barbecue bacon double cheeseburger combo. Only at participating Jack in the Box restaurants.
All right, top of the 4th inning here, and joined now by Dustin May. A tremendous performance last night. You pick up your first big league win. How many phone calls and text messages were you returning last night after your 3rd big league start?
I mean, there was plenty of them. I mean, really too many to count. But I mean, it's all in good place. So I mean, I was really excited to get the first one out of the way, and my family was really excited. Girlfriend was really excited, and I mean, it was a great experience.
You had run support early in that game. 15 runs overall, 15-1 victory. Clayton Kershaw, run support early as well with 3 runs, and the way that he's throwing the ball, that might be all he needs. What's impressed you so much about watching him?
I mean, he's just dotting in and out, up and down. I mean, it's mixing speeds. I mean, it's just Clayton Kershaw. I mean, he's just a phenomenal pitcher.
What have you learned each time you've taken the ball at the big league level, Dustin?
Just to have confidence and conviction behind my pitches, and I mean, knowing that I'm going to get the guy out in front of me. That's one of the biggest things that I really think any pitcher can have, is just the confidence behind all of his stuff. Just knowing that he's going to get the guy out in front of him. One
of the things that Caleb Ferguson told me earlier today about what impresses him about you is the fact that you're the same guy from AAA to the big league level as far as your stuff and the way that you go about that. Why was it important for you to stay within yourself at this level?
Because I mean, you can't do more than you can do. I mean, you can only do with what your body allows you to do, and I mean, if you try to outdo that, then you're just gonna get out of tune, and I mean, get out of sync, and I mean, that's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to keep in rhythm and just keep rolling.
All right, have you gotten endorsement deals from Pantene or Mountain Dew yet?
I have not, but maybe in the future.
Let's work on that. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, guys.
All right, thank you, Alana, and to Dustin for spending some time with us as Matt Beatty pops out to open this 4th. What have you thought of Dustin May through his first 3 major league starts, Nomar?
He's fun to watch, and I think he used some key words there when he talked about conviction. Yeah, he goes out there, he attacks the hitters, which I like seeing. He's got some great stuff, got some really good life on his pitches, on his fastball. His fastball has some high 90s fastball with some late movement to it. I really was impressed with his second out. His second outing was impressive just because I knew he was going out there to try to change the eye level, utilize the 4-seamer more, didn't utilize it as much in yesterday's game.
Here's Rios slamming a ball to right center field, back towards the wall, and gone! First career major league home run for Edwin Rios. And it comes in his home state of Florida in front of his friends and family.
You should see where he was hitting him in batting practice. Bro.
So congratulations to Edwin Rios.
We were just talking about his power. It was just a matter of time. We knew he was going to be hitting him a long way.
Silent treatment. How long can they go? There it is.
That means they like you. That's what's great about it. They give you that silent treatment because they also know his power. They see it on a regular basis when he's taking batting practice. Like, it's a matter of time till he hits one out. Hopefully they're letting the grounds crew know, because he hit it in a good spot too. Right over there is where they kind of park some of the grounds crew tractors and stuff. So maybe they're calling them, let them know, hey, can you get that ball? We need that ball. Don't throw it up in the stands.
Not sure what's going on here. Home plate umpire Mike Estabrook and Russell Martin just got together for a moment, and then it looks like Russell's going to change out the bat. Oh, no.
There looked like there might have been a piece of the bat got kind of chipped. Who's let him know? He's like, hold on, I think my bat broke.
2-2.
He's going after missing that one. Give me my other bat back.
Hernandez kicks and fires, and Martin swings and misses for strike 3. So we look back at the home run from Rios.
I was telling you, his first at bat, right? He goes the other way, grabs a single, and sometimes when you have a good solid at bat that way, going the other way, staying the ball, it leads to good things. Puts another beautiful swing and drives it to right center. Silent treatment, high fives all around, and yeah, that smile is going to be there for quite a while.
Kershaw with 2 gone and the bases empty. So Rios went to school just down the road from here at FIU and went to 1 game at Marlins Park while he was a student. Opening day 2014. You watch Jose Fernandez pick up the win against Colorado Rockies. The lone run against Fernandez that day was on a home run from Carlos Gonzalez, who later became Edwin Rios' mentor, working out together in the winters. Hit it in almost that same exact spot that Rios just hit his first as a big leaguer. Kershaw pokes one left side. Castro's got it, and we go to the bottom of the 4th. The Dodgers have a 4-0 lead, and Edwin Rios has a major league home run. On Sportsnet LA to by BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Hurry into a Southern California BMW center today for exceptional offers, or visit SoCalBMW.com for more details. And by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times. Edwin Rios with his first career big league home run, giving the Dodgers and Clayton Kershaw a 4-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the 4th. Kershaw's retired each of the first 9 Marlins. He's got 8 strikeouts, and the first time through the lineup against Miami in the 2 starts this month, Clayton Kershaw has struck out 15 of the 18 hitters.
He looks on top of his game today, no question about that. That slider, the different breaks of that slider. It's been the big break, the cut action break on the slider, mixing in the curveball, and then has had the fastball command as well. Batters will tell you how good you're throwing today. And with those types of swings and misses, going really well.
Trying to get his first win against Miami since 2013. Dodgers blew a 6-run lead when he fired those 6 shutout innings against Miami in late July. More importantly, though, trying to give the Dodgers a series win and their 12th win in their last 14 games. So second time through the order, John Birdie to lead the inning off, and he looks at a perfectly placed fastball, strike 1. Birdie's at bat was one of the more competitive ones. Went 8 pitches before Kershaw finished him off with a slider. Waste no time getting ahead here, 0-2.
Birdie's going. Yeah, he finished me off with that slider. I know I saw 8 pitches. Huh, fastball in, paints, and then a curveball.
So he has those two. A 1-2. And a bounce it is short for Seager. Charges, gloves, and throws for the first out of the 4th. So Kershaw's retired the first 10 that he's faced, and up comes Isan Diaz. Diaz struck out in a curveball his first time. We saw Kershaw do something that we rarely see, and that is double up on a curve. See what he starts him with here. Fastball just misses, 1-0.
That last fastball, he didn't miss by much. And then he comes back with that one right there and puts it exactly where he wanted to. I mean, there's one thing, there's misses, but there's good misses. And then knowing that I'm still right where I need to be.
Slider, and it's 1-2. They hadn't even used the curve against him, and that's what dominated Diaz the first time up. Fastball, wicked slider.
It looked like that looked exactly like the 2 fastballs he had thrown before that pitch.
End of the curve, taken in the dirt, 2-2. It's a whole tunneling theory we talk about. Saw Dustin May doing it last night with the 2-seam and the cutter. Kershaw doing it with the slider and the fastball. His 2-2 gets Diaz looking for his 9th K over the first 3 2/3.
Well, this is the slider that has more of the cut action on it at the top of the zone. Gets the call as we have a look at a Morongo slow-mo cam. There are times where those borderline pitches, as it looked at the K zone, might have been borderline, but when you are pounding the strike zone and getting the strikeouts, you are going to get those calls in your favor. Another great pitch by Kershaw.
And now the top hitter the Marlins have, Brian Anderson. Backdoor strike 1. Guess what Brian Anderson did his first time. Punch to first, and that is 4 perfect innings from Clayton Kershaw with 9 Ks under his belt. National Anthem showdown to 2013 postseason. Joe Kelly and Scott Van Slyke, and you can hear the real story Friday after the postgame on Sportsnet LA. There's Joe. Watching a masterpiece from Clayton Kershaw so far. He was perfect through 4 innings, and the Dodgers have a 4-0 lead to the 5th. Top of the order against Elieser Hernandez. Jock 0 for 2 with a pair of Ks. Story again for the Dodger offense has been the long ball. 3 more home runs, and so they have 9 over the first 13 innings in this series, in one of the 5 hardest parks in baseball to homer in.
The Dodgers are really changing that narrative.
Yeah. Making everybody else look bad. Everybody comes in here and says, man, can't get it out of this place. Seager and Turner have both homered in both games. Edwin Rios homered tonight. On a 2-1 here, Peterson swings and misses, and it's 2-2. 3 Ks for Jock tonight.
The crunchy nacho overstuffed quesadilla. Only $5 and only at El Pollo Loco. Feed the flame.
For Jock Peterson right now, you can see the way they were just attacking him. They're going up right at him with a fastball, and they were going up in the zone. But he's also had some pitches that he could handle and that they have missed. And some of those misses have been over the middle of the plate. We saw that yesterday where he had those and he was popping those up. So this is something where he's just going to, I know there's frustration as a hitter when that happens to you. It's going back and then looking back on video and going, okay, what am I doing mechanically? Maybe what is my thought process that's creating that mechanically for me to be off and miss the hittable pitches?
A 1-0 to Max Muncy is cracked in the air foul. Max has also struck out a couple times tonight. So Eliezer Hernandez has 6 Ks, 5 of them against the top 2 in the Dodger lineup. That one got him. And then he got Alfaro. So the Dodgers have a 1-out base runner, and Justin Turner, who is 2 for 2 with a home run and a single, comes up, and he is TD Ameritrade, the right call tonight.
2 for 2, bomb, an RBI, 4 home runs in his last 3 games, and the way he is swinging it, Joe, they might have to adjust those numbers. I can see that coming.
Had the long home run, and then he hit an opposite field single his second time. 70th pitch of the game from Hernandez. First one to Turner. He tries to lay off. Went around, strike 1.
It's interesting watching Justin Turner hit. I love this. You can see that he's frustrated at himself at that pitch. But there's one thing to be frustrated, but it's also knowing that, okay, I know what adjustments I need to make if they happen to throw that pitch again, or what I have to do from what I'm trying to do to attack them.
Hernandez gets him looking.
Well, Hello Kitty Night returns at Dodger Stadium on Tuesday, September 3rd. Purchase this special event ticket pack and receive a cozy Hello Kitty Dodgers blanket. Be there early for a chance to meet Hello Kitty in person and see her throw out the ceremonial first pitch. Tickets available at Dodgers.com/Hello Kitty.
Here's Bellinger. Dodgers 4, Marlins nothing. 5th inning. That is strike 1. Cody bunted aboard his first time, scored on Turner's or Seager's home run, and then flied to left. So the average at just 200 in August, but 5 of the 9 hits that he's had have been home runs. On an 0-1 pitch. Cracks one in the air, left center field. Carrying pretty well. Brinson runs it down. Nice play. Lewis Brinson takes extra bases away from Cody Bellinger. We're halfway home in a 4-0 game, and Clayton Kershaw goes back to the mound. At LA is brought to you by Trucks, Motor Trend's 2019 Truck of the Year. Kershaw and the Dodgers in front 4-0, with the Marlins still looking for their first base runner against Kershaw tonight, who has 9 Ks over the first 12 hitters that he's faced. Middle third of the order here, Cooper, Castro, and Ramirez. And for Clayton, really everything has been working so far tonight. His first pitch of the 5th to the bottom of the zone, strike one. Weak pop up right center field. Jock Peterson for out number 1. And the command has been such that he could walk up there, and the way that he would place it into the glove standing in front of Russell Martin wouldn't be any more accurate than he's doing from 60 feet 6 inches.
I mean, right there, we just saw those 2 pitches, those 2 fastballs right at Russell Martin's glove, right exactly where we wanted them. But even if he has missed a couple of times with the fastball, but still a quality miss, not missed by much, but also miss in the right spot.
Strike one on Castro.
That one's one of the first ones where he missed right over the middle of the plate. He had a couple. He had another one where I see him sigh of relief, like, whoa, missed it, but he get a swing and miss, and that one fouls off. So he knows. He goes, okay. But he knows the adjustment he needs to make, and he does.
He gets ahead 0-2.
Same pitch, one spins, middle of the plate, comes back with it, right where he wanted it.
He's gone to 0-2 on 8 of the first 14 hitters. Here comes Castro to third and caught by Turner. 2 gone in the 5th.
Russell Martin wanted that one in the dirt. He wanted that one really low. Obviously didn't get it there, as we have a look at our Volkswagen slow-mo cam. And Castro, coming into the series, been swinging the hottest bat on this Marlins team. Lines this ball, but wrong guy to hit it to. Got JT there.
So 2 away in the 5th inning, and here's Harold Ramirez, who takes strike one. Kershaw wasting no time, getting the ball right back on top of the rubber. Gets his signs from Martin, and his 60th pitch of the night, with 2 gone here in the 5th, is an 0-1. It takes off on him. Ball 2 on Ramirez. He's only fallen behind a handful of hitters tonight. Let's 2-1 fly, and Ramirez punches one to right center field for the first base hit of the night, and the first base runner of the night. A 2-out single from Harold Ramirez here in the 5th. And it's only the 5th inning, but that one hurts a little bit more because of how special it was looking.
Yep. And we were touching on it over the middle of the plate against Castro, and then Castro ended up fouling that one off, and then he gets one where he lined out. That one just kind of spun. It was a very similar pitch that Castro ended up fouling backwards in his at bat. That one, Ramirez stayed on it and gets the base hit.
So man on with 2 gone, and Alfaro takes ball 1. Boy, you see, and again, only through 4 2/3, but then Turner makes a nice play on that line drive, and you start to think, you bank that one in your mind, and you say maybe that's one that you wind up talking about.
Yep. Always that play that saves the no-hitter or saves that perfect game. That's what you're thinking, is like, is that the one?
Right.
That line out.
Alfaro down the line, but foul, and it's 1-1.
And then you're thinking, if it gets later in the game, what's the decision? Dave Roberts is going to. So, like, it's. But
that was another thing he had going for him, though, is he had been pretty darn efficient.
Yep.
Looking at about 12 pitches per inning. And it wasn't like he was just maneuvering his way to the perfection. I mean, he was absolutely overpowering them. If it's possible to do that without overpowering velocity, if you can use the word overpowering, if a guy's only throwing 90, 91, 92, he has been overpowering even without velocity. Is 2-1 pitch. Outside corner for strike 2. A reputation strike for Kershaw.
We were talking about, you pound the zone, stay there. And a little help from your catcher as well. So Martin holding that there. Kershaw, if I pick him off here, I can still face the minimum.
Yeah. Does that mean he never reached? Am I still perfect? Looking for a loophole. Ramirez off first as Kershaw delivers 2-2, and he gets his 10th K of the night. And he's only through 5 innings, still with plenty of pitches to work with. Is brought to you by Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Shop ChooseNissan.com. Clayton Kershaw has matched his season high with 10 Ks. He's got 20 Ks in 11 innings against Miami this year.
He's just getting warmed up.
I mean, he's only at 60-some pitches, and so you're not wrong. He's got a 4-0 lead as this game moves to the 6th. 5, 6, and 7 against Eliezer Hernandez, who delivers strike 1. Really outside the home runs, and I mean, you're going out on a limb to say that because the damage has been done, but Eliezer Hernandez has done well too. He's got 7 Ks, which matches his career high. High fly ball into center field for Lewis Brinson. And Seager's the first out of the 6th. Beatty 0 for 2. Well, Matt is a guy who has always been a step ahead when it comes to leveraging the information, leveraging the stacks of data available to him. Back when he was in AA Tulsa, before there was too much info, before there was as much obviously as he's getting at the major league level, he would put together his own information. A lot of that in his own little handwritten notebooks. So before they had stacks and stacks on each guy that he'd face, like he gets at the major league level now, he could go back into his notebooks and reference something that he felt or experienced facing an individual pitcher earlier in that year, and still does some of it. Just not quite to that level, not quite that depth. He's ahead here 3-0. Even though with all the information he gets today and that all these hitters get, there's still something that can't be totally personalized in terms of the feel that he experienced facing that guy. So if there's still something that's out of the ordinary in terms of personal feel when he sees a pitcher, he'll tend to jot that down. He's got a 4-pitch walk here.
Yeah, I would see guys down in the minors, a lot of guys down in the minors doing that because you're right. The advanced scouting reports weren't readily available as they are, broken down as much as in the big league level. But you're right, at the same time, Tone, and then when you get used to doing it, there are just little notes that you take that are catered to yourself or that you like to see that those scouting reports may not have. It's always nice to have.
Rios unloads on a ball. That is gone. Banging into the second deck. A 2-home run night. His first night in the majors with a home run produces a second. And there's some of that monstrous power they told you about with Edwin Rios. Oh my gosh.
That's why they gave him the silent treatment, because they knew it was just a matter of time. Once you get that first one out of the way, it's like you're going to open up the floodgates. And this was the way he was in batting practice. This is what we saw in batting practice.
Silent treatment again.
Of course. Like, yeah, whatever. What have you done?
Strike one on Russell Martin.
You're like, way to go, baby. Even Dave Roberts. Way to go, Matty.
1-1.
Okay, I take that back. They don't like him. I'm kidding.
Martin off the end of the bat to center. Brinson. 2 out, and they're going to embrace him now. What a night for Edwin Rios. That ball was accelerating as it hit the upper deck, it felt like.
That's why the fans didn't want to move up there. They said, no, we've seen Rios take batting practice. We're going to get some souvenirs up here.
2 gone. Kershaw slashes it foul.
Unfortunately, that one didn't stay in the upper deck because he hit it so hard it bounced off the chair and bounced back on the field. We're going to have to replace one of those chairs out there because he destroyed it.
We hear about shattered bats. How about a shattered chair?
Look how far this ball bounces back in.
Now Kershaw flipping a ball to right center field. And in addition to a gem on the mound, he's got a double at the plate.
Sacrifice bunt, double, catching his breath. I think that's for Caleb Ferguson. Probably going, yeah, Caleb, you can hit a double yesterday's game.
Yeah.
I can get one too.
Top of the order is trying to get involved in all the action. Now to Hernandez is 7 Ks tonight. 5 of them have been of Peterson and Muncy. Jock Ks in all 3 at bats.
That pitch right there, that pitch is a byproduct of your frustration. The other one where you have it coming in and like, okay, you start overthinking a little bit too much. You end up taking that pitch. You might tell yourself, okay, struck out 3 times. I'm just going to see one. And you're like, that's the one I usually do damage on. Missed by that much. Really hard to get the call. And then your catcher drops it.
Yeah. What is the opposite of a frame job?
Just clanks off your glove.
Arco, quality top-tier gas for less.
One and 2 on Peterson. Tomahawks this one. Down the line for Anderson into foul ground. He's got room. And that does it for the Dodgers in the 6th. But another home run from Edwin Rios. Another silent treatment in the dugout. And a 6-0 lead for the Dodgers to the last of the 6th. Finish. Clayton Kershaw 5 innings tonight. He's given up just 1 base runner. 2-out single in the 5th. He has racked up 10 Ks along the way.
He has looked spot on today with all of his pitches. The fastball command, the slider with the cutting action, and the curveball. He has kept the hitters off balance. He has kept them guessing. And he, for the most part, has kept them off the bases.
And at just 67 pitches, chance to go very deep into this game.
Fans, the first 40,000 fans in attendance on August 22nd will receive a Kike Hernandez bobblehead presented by Pirelli. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Now, Clayton Kershaw no longer the guy with the high 90s fastball, sit mid 90s. And truly, we used the word overpowering last inning, but truly on a start-by-start basis, just overpower and overwhelm hitters. Has found a way to change himself and still be, maybe not quite, but almost just as effective. One of the top 5 earned run averages in baseball with a fastball that sits around 90. Among the 10 slowest average fastballs of starters in baseball. But he has found a way to continue to pitch exceptionally. And he's on the verge of going 6 full innings again. That is a strike on Lewis Brinson.
Well, we've seen that from another Dodger starter who seems that way at times too, is Ryu this year. Not overpowering, but keeps them all off balance and attacks them.
Kershaw's ERA at this point has dropped below where it was last year. It's low on Brinson, 2-1. Here in his 12th major league season. Coming off 3 consecutive years where he missed time with a back injury, dealt with shoulder discomfort throughout last year. There were questions about the health as the entire season went on, and he figured that maybe this was just where Clayton Kershaw was now in his career. This is what a typical Kershaw season was going to be like. Numbers were going to be good, but maybe it wasn't realistic to count on 30 starts anymore. 2-2. Yeah, we'll do it again. But here he is, fully healthy at this point. Dave Roberts said as strong at this point in a season as Roberts can remember him in his 4 years as the manager. And again, pitching to a level where you get midway through a start, you almost expect something special is going to happen. Let's go to Alana.
Joe, you mentioned the best that Kershaw has felt at this point in the season in recent memory. And Dave Roberts also said that he does believe that the extra days of rest that Kershaw has been given, as well as the rest of the starting rotation have been given, has helped him. We know that Kershaw is a man of routine. He's not one to want more rest, more than those 4 days of rest before he takes the ball. But Dave Roberts believes it has helped in the health.
And Kershaw has said, Alana, that he'd be the first to admit he's a stubborn guy and has been sometimes stubborn to a fault. But over the last year or so, he's admitted that he's learned there's still a lot that he has to learn, and has opened up some of those ideas like getting more rest, playing the long game a little bit more. Fires another 2-2.
And also adjusting and changing the way he attacks hitters,
which took open-mindedness on his part. And you understand why a guy as great as Clayton Kershaw, one of the greatest we've ever seen, would be resistant to change, would be stubborn. I mean, if it's worked so well one way, why would you jump right into changing? Full count on Brinson, but he had seen enough of, like, number one, the the inconsistency as far as health. And number two, not quite the level that he had pitched at before, where he began to open up. Brinson on the ground is short. Seager muffs it. And a leadoff base runner here in the sixth.
Clayton Kershaw, great pitch, breaks the bat. Seager just came up on it too early. Didn't stay down there enough. Didn't get, almost like he didn't get around it quite the way he'd like to, so he didn't almost have that body in rhythm and that momentum going through the ball when it actually got to him to go to first base. It was almost like he just kind of planted and stopped a little bit, and that took him off his rhythm just a little bit and made that glove come up.
Veteran Martin Prado to pinch hit for Hernandez, ending the pitcher's night. There's strike one. You know that Seager upset about the play, but can you imagine how he'd feel if that was the first base runner?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And you start feeling it. You start feeling the anxiety playing behind a guy who's throwing a perfect game. One thing's a no-hitter. You know, during a no-hitter and a guy walks somebody, you're going, all right, you feel like your range has increased exponentially. You're like, I'm getting everything. There's no way you're getting a hit. Perfect game, though. Still have the range, and you're getting everything, but there's still that anxiety like, okay, I can't even mess up either. I can't have an error. I got to do it. So that goes with you.
Of course, Kershaw's no-hitter in 2014, it was an error on the shortstop Hanley Ramirez that kept it from being perfect. Jam shot down the line. Rios back over the shoulder to make the catch. Have a night, Edwin Rios.
Well, this is a great job by Rios because he was the only one that had a chance at this ball. Because you had Muncy playing to pull way over. You had Peterson and the big outfielder way out there in right field. Good job, good jump, way to stay with it.
Third time through the lineup now. John Birdie. Strikeout and a ground out so far tonight. 1 on, 1 out. Kershaw comes home and a ground ball to second. Muncy to the bag. One throw to first and a stretch from Rios for the double play. Kershaw threw 6 innings for the 21st time in his mini starts. Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Shop ChooseNissan.com. Back for the 7th inning, brought to you by Wells Fargo, with the Dodgers in front of the Marlins 6-0. Adam Conley on to pitch.
Adam Conley on a batting average near 300, but he comes in averaging 95 miles an hour with that fastball. So a hard thrower, but see that ERA up there. It's interesting splits. You got a left-hander coming up where left-handed batters are batting .342 against him as compared to right-handers at a .268. So kind of reverse splits for Conley as far as effectiveness.
Facing a red-hot lineup. 4 more home runs for the Dodgers tonight. How about this? It's the first time in LA Dodger history they've hit 4 or more home runs in 3 games in a row. 4 on Sunday, 6 last night, and 4 over the first 6 innings tonight. Turner's got 1, Seager's got 1, Rios has 2. That is a strike on Muncy.
It really surprised you the way this year's been going and what these guys have been able to do offensively?
No.
No. Talked about the 6 home runs yesterday, and we're like, that isn't even the season high in a game this year. So we know these records being broke are not surprising because we started the season almost letting everybody know that there were going to be some records broken with those 8 home runs opening day.
Ground ball into the shift. Diaz will throw Muncy out. Yeah, it's a reminder how ridiculous opening day was because last night felt pretty darn ridiculous, and yet it felt 2 home runs short of what they did in the opener against Greinke in Arizona. 6-0 in the 7th as Turner stands in. They begin to track home run records for 3-game series. Franchise record for a 3-game series is 12. And they have 10 as Turner collects his 3rd hit of the night. They have 10 over the first game plus. Still 1 more to go tomorrow. I like their chances.
Yeah, no question about that. I wouldn't take that bet.
You wouldn't bet against me?
Yeah, I wouldn't bet against you. No, absolutely. Absolutely not.
Yeah, the record actually is part of Sean Green's 4 home run game. 3-game series in Milwaukee. The Dodgers hit 12 home runs in 2002. That's a strike on Bellinger. It was a season before that Green set the franchise record with 49. He had 42 in that 2002 season. Boy, what a great hitter Sean Green was. Great all-around player.
Great hitter, smart baseball player. Not only did he could hit to all fields, power. He was unbelievable on the bases. He knew how to. He took great jumps, how to get the extra bases. Knew how to steal bases. Knew how to relay the signs to the hitter from second base. He did that really well.
Bellinger with a rocket to right, base hit. Turner going first to third. Here's Anderson's throw, and it gets him. What a throw by Brian Anderson. Bellinger to second, 2 gone.
Nice hit by Cody Bellinger, but a better play by Anderson out there in right field. Just makes a perfect throw, spinning around, strong 1-hop throw to get Turner at third base.
Spins and throws a 94-mile-per-hour relay to third, or outfield assist to third. Bellinger at second as Seager slashes the first one foul. Second hit of the night for Cody. That's a bloop. Back of third. It'll sink in, and Seager will take an RBI hit. Little duck snort of a base hit, bringing home Bellinger. His 3rd knocked in tonight, and they lead at 7-0.
Thank you very much. Get in off the hands. Sometimes you just have to have good placement. That's exactly what that was.
Barrels are overrated, as they'd say, although he already used up his barrel earlier tonight on that opposite field homer.
You guys who have used the barrel really well today.
Kyle Garlick comes up to pinch hit for Matt Beatty. 2 hits last night in his first game back. Kyle said he was marveling early on watching Dustin May from the bench. Lifts this one down the line to right. Long way to go for Anderson. It is foul. Upward clutch off the bench. Kyle Garlick's numbers on the season. Last night 2 for 3 with an RBI double. But he's watched Dustin May coming up through the system, and he said, you know what, I'm going to call it now. I think this guy throws multiple no-hitters over the course of his career.
High praise, high pressure. But actually just praise because you look at the stuff that he has and that he goes out there and he also knows what a competitor Dustin May is. Like this interview with Alana.
Yeah, enjoyed listening.
Yeah, and just also what I liked too was him going, yeah, you know, I come up here, it's not, you don't change, you know, what's been successful down the minors, obviously successful for a reason. Carry that up and believe in yourself and having the confidence. Which I say all the time, don't I, when I'm talking about hitting? First and foremost, you have to have confidence in the batter's box, and it goes both ways. Same thing with a pitcher. Have to have confidence in your stuff and what you're doing and when you're attacking those hitters.
'97 by Garlick to finish off the Dodgers in the 7th. They get their first run of the night. Means other than a home run. Lead at 7-0 as we stretch.
Time for the next game probable. To you by Audi. Dustin May and Clayton Kershaw getting it done in games 1 and 2. Walker Buehler takes the ball in game 3, the finale of this one, looking for his 11th win of the season. He is opposed by Caleb Smith, looking for his 8th win of the year. Walker Buehler making his 23rd start of the year, guys.
Good pitching matchup. Remember the marquee matchup, at least head-to-head in the 3 games here.
Yeah, Caleb Smith, who's really having a really good year for the Marlins.
Clayton Kershaw to Isan Diaz opening the 7th, and stuff looking just as good as it did from the first pitch tonight. He's got 10 Ks. He's not walked anybody, just 1 base runner, or just 1 hit. Also base runner on a walk or on a error. Quickly erased by a double play. So he's faced just 1 more than the minimum through 6. Fly ball center field. No big deal for Bellinger. And Diaz the first out of the 7th. And emphatically trying to tie Sandy Koufax for the most wins by a left-hander in Dodger history.
Clayton Kershaw is a very aware individual, especially should have been asked those questions, and he doesn't like talking about it, but he's aware of it. But I guarantee you that's not in his mind. His mind is just about winning today, going out there. We know the competitor that he is and just dominating, and that's what he's doing today, and his offense has also been helping him out quite a bit.
Brian Anderson with 1 gone takes, nope, swings, strike 1. So Kershaw threw 6 full innings, all 21 starts, and starting to get into the range where it's conversation, can he do this for a full season? And we're in mid-August now. Last time anybody did it in the majors, every single start, 6+ innings. Zach Greinke in 2015. High fly ball, deep center field. Bellinger to the wall with just enough room, and Anderson is out number 2.
I think Anderson's thinking, going, gosh, I play here every day. This place is hard to hit home runs. See, I told you, and these Dodgers are making it look small. Just gets underneath that one, and Bellinger does a great job tracking this ball down and staying with it.
2 up, 2 down in the 7th, and strike 1 on Cooper. Craig Goldstein, the managing editor of Baseball Prospectus, put together a little dive into Kershaw's ability to go deep into games, and noted that it's been since Greinke with the Dodgers in 15 that anybody's done it over the course of a full season, and also noted that over the last 40 years it's only been done 9 times where a guy has gone 6 full innings in every start. And again, there's a ways to go still, but certainly into the back part of the schedule. Softly hit over the mound, won't be easy. Muncy circles around the bag. His throw is late. Cooper runs well for a big fella, and he's got an infield single.
This is where sometimes a shift can mess up an infield as far as just field awareness. Because I think Corey Seager had a better shot at this ball because his momentum going toward first base than Muncy as a second baseman. But he also is going, wait, I have the shift on. I'm playing so far over here. Seager's probably too far from this ball, so I have to go get it. It was also a good hustle by Cooper.
Keeps his 7th inning going for Starlin Castro. Hard grounder, and Seager's got it. Low throw that Rios picks out of there. Edwin has had a busy night. Clayton Kershaw through 7 innings with a 7-0 lead. For Dave Roberts to have, if it is the one that it looks like he's having. Kershaw's at 90 pitches, 7 shutout innings, and it looks like Dave Roberts is telling him that's it.
It looks like he convinced him there, or kind of won that one just a little bit, because you know Kershaw's going, what are you taking me out for? You know, he's probably going 90 pitches. I feel great. Wants to continue to go out there. Kershaw believes every single time he takes him out that he's supposed to complete the game. He wants to go out there and complete it, but I think Dave Roberts probably thinking 7-run lead. I bet you probably in the back of his mind there might be guys he really maybe wants to get some work in as well, and say, listen, big fella, fantastic job today.
It sure was fun watching him, wasn't it?
Early on we were thinking, this is definitely going to be, it could be a night for something really, really special. We were all feeling it, and don't get me wrong, it was still a special night because he was outstanding.
2 hits over 7 shutout innings, 10 Ks, no walks. And another something special going on here with Rios, who's got 2 home runs, and he's up there in the 8th inning to lead it off. First 2 major league home runs coming in the same night.
Wanted that in on Rios so he doesn't extend the arms and the hands. Well, it didn't get in there. He extended them, drove it to right center. And then he says, I'm really going to show you my power, and goes to the second deck in right field.
Two and two. Two pitch is high on Rios from the new Marlins pitcher Tyler Kinley.
Been in 31 appearances so far for the Marlins.
The crunchy nacho overstuffed quesadilla. Only $5 and only at El Pollo Loco. Feed the flame.
Now the payoff pitch, and Rios hits it foul again. Now the big time power that he has. He's gotten close to home runs before. Finally got the first one tonight. He had said just before the game today, he figures he's doing his best to not try to chase that first one. And he figures when he gets the first one, it's going to be like, all right, now we go. And sure enough, his next time up, he did it again. That's a bullet down the line, but just foul. Was there a moment for you first few days in the majors where you felt like the weight of the thing lift off you, where you kind of just take a breath, settle in, and play?
Well, it's always when you get called up, you want to get that first hit out of the way, and that's really the thing that you're thinking about. And for me, my third at bat, I got it out of the way. So and then you're like, all right, now we can just go play.
Line drive,
home run.
Home run.
Yeah.
Why wait?
I got everything out of the way. Got it out of the way early, and then so the first things you look for when you get there, you're going, okay, that first ground ball, that first play you have to make defensively, and then your first hit. Two things that you want to get it out of the way earlier so you can just relax and go, okay, let's go. Let's get going.
So 2 home runs tonight and a single. And how about a 10-pitch at bat here opening the 8th with the Dodgers up 7-0. On the 10th pitch, Rios cracks it foul, and we'll do it again. Another 3-2 and another foul. This is something.
Yeah. He's fouled off some tough pitches, and he's fouled off some hittable pitches.
A 12-pitch battle won by Rios with the leadoff walk. And it has been a full body of work for him tonight. He's done well defensively. He's got a single to the opposite field, no less. His first 2 major league home runs and a walk on 12 pitches. It's like that at bat alone took longer than the first 7 innings of this game.
Felt like that.
Yeah. Martin is 0 for 3. No swing, 1-1. So Martin has caught Kershaw's 7 innings tonight as Christopher Negron steps into the on-deck circle in Kershaw's spot. And with the book almost closed on Kershaw, can update the starting pitching numbers over the last 8 games. 3 earned runs over 51 1/3. So that is a 0.53 ERA for starting pitchers over the last 8 games.
Yeah, so much about what's impressed you about the Dodgers this year. It's been the offense, how crazy. I'm like, well, that's part of it. The starting pitching has just been incredible.
We talked about it last night, but it has been historically good when you compare it to how hard it is in this day and age to get outs and prevent runs. As good of a starting pitching staff compared to the rest of the league that we've seen in more than 100 years. Martin hits a ball in the air, left field and deep. Ramirez over with room to make the catch. Back to first goes Rios.
Lakers night at Dodger Stadium is Tuesday, August 20th. This special event ticket pack includes your ticket to the game and an exclusive jersey celebrating the purple and gold. Tickets available at Dodgers.com/Lakers.
Looks like for the bottom of the 8th inning, it's going to be Yimi Garcia. So Christopher Negron pinch hitting for Clayton Kershaw, officially ending Kershaw's night. Ball 1.
Yeah, I think all the Marlins are going, all the Marlin hitters are going, gosh, I love seeing the grown up at the plate right now. Took Kershaw out of the game.
Doesn't get any easier for him tomorrow. Walker Buehler.
Yeah, you were just talking about how great the starting pitching has been, and it seems like they're also feeding off each other. Keep it going.
Three and on Negron. Here comes the 3-0 to Negron. Yeah, it's high for ball 4. And they're at first and second with 1 out. Another chance for Jock Peterson, looking for his first hit of this series. Came in red hot, but he's 0 for 7 in Miami and has struck out 3 times tonight.
We've seen the frustration. Jock Peterson, some pitches that he knows he could handle and fouling them off. I've also seen the way they've been attacking him. Trying to get up and in with the fastball. So that's the way Hernandez attacked him all night. We're going to see if Kinley does the same thing.
This is a whistler's paradise. Like they're having a whistling contest. Yeah.
Testing out the acoustics in here.
They're good.
Yeah. I mean, when you can hear the catcher whisper.
Right. And the sculpture breathe. Good take by Peterson, and he's ahead in the count 2-1. Dodgers trying to hang on to this big lead to get their 12th win out of their last 14. For the Marlins, it would be a 12th loss out of their last 15. Two on with 1 out and a 2-1 pitch. Ball 3 on Peterson. Dodgers outscoring Miami in this series 22-1. Out homering them 10-1 or 10-0. Full count.
Chuckling at all the whistling. I think this is one time where probably the hardest time to swing is, you know, usually when it's really crowded, a bunch of fans are on you, it kind of becomes a kind of that white noise background as a player. This is the one where it's silent. It's like, wait a minute, I'm not used to it. You need to hear that noise, and if somebody all of a sudden would just yell, swing.
Right.
It's like,
oh gosh. Payoff pitch. And the 3rd walk of the inning to load him up. For Max Muncy, who's looking for his first hit of the night. Dodgers 7 runs on 11 hits, but the top 2 in the lineup are combined 0 for 7.
Tyler Kinley is not allowed to run in his last 6 appearances for the Marlins. Yeah, now trying to figure out a way to get out of this one.
You know, the game last night for them, while it seems like there may be a lot of those trouncings, they've been much more competitive, at least on a night-to-night basis. While the record might not be an improvement like they'd like, there haven't been nearly as many blowout losses for Don Mattingly's team this season. And so last night did stand out in a bad way, even as bad of a year as it's been. It was the most runs that they'd allowed, most home runs ever in this ballpark. And the Dodgers threatening to do it again tonight. Already up 7-0. Bases loaded in the 8th. And Kinley to Muncy. All three guys walked. Checked his swing, 1-1. Muncy down the line. That's a base hit, and it will go all the way to the wall. Rios is in. Negron is in on a 2-run double from Max Muncy that makes it 9-0.
Well, Max Muncy coming into this at bat 0 for 3, got hit by a pitch, but also some frustrations at bats. You saw especially his last one when he grounded out. You come up with the bases loaded, you get a nice hit right here, can really just change your day all around, knocking in a couple and also hitting it hard.
So they're at second and third with one gone for Justin Turner, who already has a good night to his credit. 3 more hits after a 2-hit night last night and another home run.
We were talking about yesterday, as they were scoring 15, Clayton Kershaw on the bench going, is he thinking, gosh, can they save some runs for me? I think Buehler's thinking right now, going, wait a minute, guys.
Yeah, there's no way they can do this again, can they?
Make sure you save some runs for me, guys.
Last 3 games, really. 33 runs on 41 hits. '27 extra base hits last 3 games. Turner in an 0-2 hole as Kinley comes home. Ground ball to third. Castro to get him 2 out. Two-hit night for Cody Bellinger.
Nice base hit his last at bat. Prior to that, too, he had a nice drive to left center that was caught by Brinson in center field. I really like that at bat. I love the bunt that he had for a base hit. He also looks at that one to left center as a positive and stay on that ball longer.
That was for the last out of the 5th. We went to commercial and you said stay right there.
Right. Don't let that ball frustrate you because it was caught. Brinson did a great job tracking that ball down. That's one where you just don't want it to get in your head because of the result, rather than take away the positive. Was I had a nice approach and stayed on the ball longer than I have been as of late instead of pulling off of it.
Grounder into the shift. Diaz will throw Bellinger out, but the Dodgers get 2 more on Muncy's double, and we go to the bottom of the 8th. At LA, is brought to you by your SoCal Land Rover retailers. Well, if you think this one's moving along, how about what happened on this date in 1919 in Brooklyn when the Dodgers took on the Cubs? They played a doubleheader in a total of 2 hours and 17 minutes. And this man right here was the winning pitcher in the first game of that doubleheader. Hall of Famer Grover Cleveland Alexander. Third on the all-time wins list with 373. Goes Cy Young, Walter Johnson, and then Alexander. A control guy. Looks like he could be overpowering, but he was a control guy. Developed that skill growing up on a farm in Nebraska, throwing stones at clothespins. So he got his accuracy. Great curveball that he had. He said that he got that skill and developed a strong wrist from hours of shucking corn on his family's farm. 2 hours, 17 minutes. A doubleheader. Amy Garcia gets strike one on Harold Ramirez.
Well, they evolved from chucking corn to the rice bucket.
Yeah.
Get those strong hands.
Ooh, speaking of hands, Ramirez looks like he just hurt his on trying to check that swing. Says he's okay.
Looked like he, remember yesterday too, he took a swing too that looked like he hurt himself as well. Look, yeah, he just holds on to it.
Well, for Yimi Garcia, his 48th game.
See his opponent batting average just 180. That isn't, last time he worked was Sunday.
He gets Ramirez swinging. So one away here in the 8th inning. Game one of that lightning quick doubleheader, Grover Cleveland Alexander. Game two, the starting pitcher for the Cubs, Abraham Lincoln Sweetbread Bailey. Oh yeah, Abraham Lincoln Sweetbread Bailey.
Abraham Lincoln Sweetbread Bailey.
Just went by Sweetbread. Wouldn't you?
Why, of course.
Actually went on to pitch for the Dodgers after.
The other names were taken.
Sweetbread was the only one left. Negron, nice play at third, 2 out. Old baseball names, man.
Gonna make a name for yourself. You're like, I'm really good. They're gonna confuse me with that other guy. Let's go with Sweetbread.
What's my favorite food? Brinson with 2 gone and the base is empty. So would you be chicken fingers Garciaparra if French fries Garciaparra?
Yeah, French fries.
Ice cream Garciaparra.
Yeah, oh, my favorite ones.
Yeah, we nailed the 3. 0-2.
French toast. French toast.
Really, that's up there for you.
Yeah, French toasts are up there. But yeah, I just went with Nomar because there were so many of those.
No, I was going to say that. It's not a food, but it's unique.
Now there's Mazzara over there in Texas.
Yeah.
Speaking of power, my gosh, he hits the ball a long way.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
The Admiral, they call him. A 1-2 to Brinson is low, and it's 2-2. Not too many Yimis out there either.
That is true.
Chopper up the middle. There's Muncy. And there's a 1-2-3-8 for Yimi. Preview of Access Sportsnet Dodgers.
Thanks, guys. The Dodgers 3 outs away from lowering their magic number to 22, thanks in part to 7 dominant innings by number 22, Clayton Kershaw.
I thought Clayton Kershaw might have thrown a no-hitter tonight. I have a question, though. The young pitching career, does Russell Martin come back on no rest?
Good question.
Yeah, after pitching last night, here's Ryan Stanek on for the Marlins.
I mean, he was catching today.
He was.
So, hit him pitch, catch.
Maybe save him for Atlanta.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
You know. Sometimes you just got to save your secret weapon.
Right.
You can't just keep throwing them out there over and over again.
No, at some point, he's no longer a secret.
Right. Just wait. Just maybe give him a day tomorrow.
I bet they will with a day game. Odd start time, though, 3 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah, that is. Saw that on the schedule, and I'm like, am I reading that right? Was that a misprint? Nope.
Stanek to Corey Seager leading off this 9th inning. Ball 1.
One good thing about being in a dome is that one you don't have to worry about, like the different times because of shadows. And the only place where you do worry about is Milwaukee. It's the only one because the way the sun shines through there, and it can be awful shadows on the field.
You hate Miller Park.
A lot of different reasons, but yeah. But here,
yes.
Right? But here there's not to worry about that. So even at 3 o'clock start time, that's some of the things you worry about when you have these odd start times. You're like, okay, where's the sun during that time? What do the shadows look like on the field?
Dribbler along first. Stanek will get there and beat Seager to the bag. Ryan Stanek is the opener extraordinaire. Previously of the Tampa Bay Rays. Surprised some people by trading him to the Marlins at the deadline, along with one of their top outfield prospects. We got a couple major league arms for him, Nick Anderson and Trevor Richards. Stanek, 28 years old, originally from St. Louis. You know, a lot of guys talk about really liking hitting at Miller Park.
Oh yeah.
What was it for you?
Listen, it's a very hitter-friendly park. The ball carries very well. It's got a huge batter's eye. It's got all of that. For me, for some reason, the lighting, it just felt like it was cloudy for me. That was one of the biggest things. I had trouble seeing, and where my eyes didn't adjust. It was really maybe like the last day I was there where I felt like, oh my gosh, my eyes are finally adjusting. So I had trouble picking up the spin of the ball. That was one thing for me. I didn't like the infield. That was another thing.
Not true?
It's not still, when I look at it, still doesn't, it's not one of the better infields in baseball.
Garlick slaps it foul, and it's 2-1. There were some concerns about how the surface was going to play here tonight because apparently the roof was accidentally left open.
Yep, and it rained a lot last night. So I know some of the guys were talking about, yeah, it's a little wet out there. But so far it's looked pretty good.
Thankfully for Dodgers fielders, Kershaw didn't allow a ball to be put in play. We didn't get a chance to test that surface. There were 5 ground balls over 7 innings. 5 ground balls, few flyouts, and 10 Ks for Kershaw. On a 2-2 pitch, Garlick cracks one the other way. Routine for Anderson.
Yeah, Kershaw's line looked very similar to his last outing against the Marlins. The only difference was he added an inning. But he had 10 Ks, 2 hits, no runs. His last outing against the Marlins, but went 6 innings. So 7 innings.
And he wanted to add more.
Yeah.
And quite a night for Edwin Rios. A single, 2 home runs, and a walk on 12 pitches his last time. 2 home runs, the first of his major league career. Are you hunting a third right here?
You're having a great night. You've been on base 4 times. You're going, let's continue that. If you're hunting it, that gets you out of your swing. Just think about getting the hit with his power. It'll naturally just get out of the park. Be nice to see a home run the opposite way. Stanek definitely can supply the power. You don't need to add to it. He throws extremely hard. Averages 97 miles an hour with that fastball, that heater. So just shorten up, continue that good day. I was talking about his first at bat, how good I liked him going the other way with that base hit.
1-1 pitch. Good one from Stanek. 1-2. Buehler and Smith tomorrow. 3 o'clock Eastern, lunchtime in Los Angeles. Looks like the Dodgers will be going for the sweep. About to move to 20-6 against the National League East. That includes a sweep of the Braves, who they will see again this weekend. I want to be a matchup of the top 2 teams record-wise in the league. That'll be another nice measuring stick for Dave Roberts' club. Good changeup to get Rios and the Dodgers in the 9th. Dodger calendar brought to you by one more game here in Miami. It'll be tomorrow at noon Pacific, and then on to Atlanta. Braves Friday, Saturday, Sunday before returning home for the Blue Jays and the Yankees. Mentioned the Braves series being a nice measuring stick. I think the measuring stick that everybody's really excited for is when New York comes to town.
Without question, that's going to be an exciting series. Everybody's going to be watching and following. There's no question about that. That's Players Weekend, right?
Yep. Which is a bit of a bummer that they're not going to be in the classic uniforms for that classic matchup.
Right.
All for Players Weekend. This would be good in a different series this time around. That's a strike on Curtis Granderson.
Players Week, or maybe one of the 3 games they wear the regular uniforms just for because of the historic matchup, or maybe they're just saying, well, maybe it might be for the World Series. And wait till then.
Granderson, it's a high fly ball way back to right to break up the shutout. Curtis Granderson with his 343rd career home run.
Well, a few games ago in the last series that the Marlins played, he'd come off the bench and he provided a home run as well. Had a couple of hits off the bench and still has the power.
So Charlie Manuel, you may have heard, hired as the hitting coach in Philadelphia. Philly's got 10 runs over the first 3 innings in his first game as the guy. I saw Cespedes Family Barbecue tweeted, did Charlie Manuel hire Mike Trout to play for the Phillies? Beating the Cubs 11-1. Two home runs for Bryce Harper tonight. JT Realmuto's hit one. As a ruined Cole Hamels return to Philadelphia. 8 runs in 2 innings. That's a walk for birdie.
For Yimi Garcia, we were talking about, you look at that batting average against being 180, but then the ERA just really doesn't coincide with that batting average. Well, the hits are usually damage hits against him. It's the long ball he's been susceptible to. I mean, even his last outing, which was Sunday against Arizona, came up, gave up a hit, and it was a home run.
It's a ball on Diaz.
Good pitch by Yimi. He just didn't get the call.
Popped on the infield. Seager and Martin, and it'll be Martin to catch it.
Hey, that was impressive by Russell Martin. Russell Martin knew that they were playing the shift, that there was nobody over there at third, and he hustled out there. Very rarely do you ever see a catcher go this far to make a catch for a pop-up. He saw there's no one. He knew he had to get out there and made a great catch.
So one gone in the ninth inning, and Brian Anderson takes the ball inside. Got any ideas for our Lexus player of the game today? I mean, I say that like there's absolutely no competition, but Rios.
Rios had 2 bombs.
Yeah.
First home run, first major league home run, and follows it up with his second. On base 4 to 5 times. Maybe if he got on the 5th time, then we would have said for sure over Kershaw. Just wow about Kershaw today. Whew.
Instead, Clayton's going to need another stall in his garage for another Lexus. Fastball 97 gets Anderson to swing through it, and Garcia had 1 and 2.
So they don't get a Lexus?
I don't believe so. Have to reach 5 times. Two out. And so the 2 gone in the ninth inning. Garrett Cooper. Dodgers about to move 40 games above 500. It will be 81 and 41. Atlanta right now leads the Mets 1-0, bottom of the 5th inning. Lead in the league will remain at least 9. Depending on the outcome of that game, it'll be either 9 or 10. Garcia to Cooper. That's foul, and it's 1-1. Yankees won earlier, and so the Dodgers stay tied with New York for the best record in baseball. Making next weekend juicier and juicier as they keep winning.
People are wondering, I go, with such a big lead, are the Dodgers going to be motivated down the stretch? Huh. Well, kind of weird that you can say we can thank the Yankees for them to keep that motivation, because they want home field advantage.
Should be a great environment next weekend for those 3 games. 3 different game times, by the way, for planning ahead. 7 on Friday, 1 on Saturday, and 4 on Sunday. A 2-2 from Mimi Garcia to Garrett Cooper. And that does it. Complete dominance from the Dodgers as they beat the Marlins 9-1.
Well, it really started with Clayton Kershaw right out of the gate, striking out 6-7 batters. The first 7 batters he faced. The Dodgers doing damage early offensively. They just came out here after scoring 15 runs yesterday, making an early statement in this game. And that man right there, congratulations on your first Major League home run, and then following it up with the second one.
Still waiting on your first Major League Lexus, though, because tonight it goes to Clayton Kershaw, Lexus player of the game. 7 shutout innings with 10 Ks, and he gives up just 2 hits.
Clayton Kershaw, another unbelievable performance, and he ties the great Sandy Koufax.
Yeah, Dodger history, all-time winningest left-hander now, matching Sandy and matching him for 5th all-time, regardless of handedness in Dodger history. Nomar Garciaparra, Lana Rizzo, and the rest of our crew. Joe Davis saying so long from Marlins Park, where the Dodgers get their 12th win out of their last 14, outscoring Miami 24-2 over the first 2 games of this series. Stay tuned. Access Sportsnet Dodgers begins now. We'll talk to you tomorrow at noon for the series finale.